Hey everybody, I am back. Let's talk about Marco Rubio. Listen, I was hanging out over in El Teddy's chat yesterday, and he shared a story with me that I must share with you. You see, what these Republicans are doing, they are using people like Jim Jordan, Matt Gaetz, even the January 6th hearing, Lauren Boebert, Donald Trump, Marjorie Taylor Greene. They're using all of these ass wipes to continue to put all of this nonsense in our face. And while they're doing that and we're reacting to that, they are doing some evil and cruel shit. They're trying to pass evil and cruel bills and plans under the guise of it's to help us. Well, in the end, it really doesn't help us. And it's just downright cruel. We're talking about Marco Rubio. Shout out to El Teddy. If you are not subscribed to his channel, go on over and subscribe to his channel. He does a series called The Politics of It All. And he seems to find these stories that are dug way down deep that really affect us taxpayers the most. So Marco Rubio, and I believe he's working with Kristen Sinema on this bill. And it is, the purpose of the bill is to extend family leave, maternity leave, medical leave, that type of thing. You would think that's great. We need that. We do need that. But in the end, this shit, I just was floored. How they gonna flip it around on you. And if you die and pass away, your children will be responsible. Let's talk about it. So I got this article. El Teddy sent me this article, and it came from a political blog site called Common Dreams. And the title of it is Rubio's Cruel Paid Leave Plan Forces Families to Pay Back Benefits After Parents' Premature Death. I will put a link to this article down in the description box so you guys can read up on it for yourself. Make sure you share this video on all of your social media platforms. An informed voter is a dangerous voter, because then we know who we're voting for and what we're voting for, right? So here's the article. Progressive policy analyst Matt Brunig on Thursday pointed to a little noticed detail in Senator Marco Rubio's so-called pro-family framework, which the Florida Republican released last month to expand on the GOP's vision for the country as millions of people are forced to continue unwanted pregnancies following the overturning of Roe v. Wade. Now, if you go back into my video archives, I shared with you the vision that the Republicans have for the United States of America. Oh, yes, the Republicans actually have a plan. That plan was put together by Rick Scott, and they wrote it out. They made it all pretty, and it is very scary. Go back into the video archives, actually check the description box, and I will put the link to that video down in the description box. It's a longer video. It's very thorough. It's very detailed. I go through each and every piece of the plan that Rick Scott has put together, that this is what the Republicans are planning to implement once they get back into office. It is scary. Scary. You think overturning Roe v. Wade is scary, and all that we're getting ready to look at They are getting ready to attack us from all sides. A key element of the plan is Rubio's proposal for paid family leave, which he developed in 2018 with former presidential advisor Ivanka Trump. So he and Ivanka, the one who sells handbags and blouses and sweaters, that Ivanka, he and Ivanka got together and they put this bill, this plan together. Like, we are hurriedly looking towards Ivanka for her political, educated, thought out plan on family medical leave. A billionaire's daughter. Rubio's plan would offer employees 8 to 12 weeks off of work to care for their families, but those weeks would be paid for by the workers themselves by dipping into their Social Security accounts. So you think that this is a law that they're going to pass and they're going to work with corporations and employers to provide this benefit to us free of charge? No. No. They're putting this plan together and you have to pay for it. And you're going to pay for it out of your Social Security benefits. That's how you're going to pay for it. The proposal was planned when it was released in 2018 with the Urban Institute, noting it would cut retirement benefits by 3% to 10% over the course of Americans' later years. So yeah, if they're going to make you pay for this leave, 12 weeks, 8 to 12 weeks, I believe it is, if they're going to make you pay for that and they're going to take however much that costs for you out of your Social Security, yes, when you get ready to retire, your money would be short by whatever they took from your Social Security benefits to pay for this 8 to 12 week leave that you need. Brunig, founder of the progressive think tank People's Policy Project, noted an even more cruel provision in the plan which would affect parents who die after using the benefit. So just say you're a young mother, 30 years old, you're happily married, you find out that you're pregnant, right? And you and your husband are excited. You both are planning your family leave so you can take care of your baby. And the government is wonderful. They're giving you 8 to 12 weeks, right? You take your time. You settle into motherhood. You go back to work, whatever. God forbid, 20 years down the line, you as the mother are in a car accident and you die as a result. What's going to happen is they're either going to take it from your Social Security, if you have any. If you have none, then your husband is going to have to pay for it. And God forbid, if your husband was in that car with you and he also died, they're going to come after your baby to pay that money back. And if she or he is not able to pay it back, they're going to go after the sister to pay it back. They're going to go after whoever to pay this money back. That is some cruel shit. That's some cruel shit. In order for Rubio's proposal to truly be budget neutral, he needs the Social Security Administration to be able to recover all of the parental leave benefits it pays out. So they're not giving this to you. You're going to pay for it on the back end. It's going to be deducted from your retirement. They're not giving you shit. Brunig explains, For people who live long enough to claim Social Security, this is easy enough. The Social Security Administration recovers those benefits by docking it from your Social Security check. So, when you go to retire and they calculate what your Social Security check is going to be, imagine, are they going to take it all from the top, or are they going to divide it out in payments? How are they going to do it? Social Security, for some people, isn't that much. So are they going to deduct what you get from that leave that you took when you was 30 years old and you had your baby? How much would that leave for your Social Security check? And no matter how they deduct it, whether it's off the top or if they take it from payments, you still have to pay that back. You're still going to feel it. This is some cruel shit. For people who die before they are able to collect Social Security benefits, however, all of the parental benefits they receive during their lifetime are deemed overpayments, and the Social Security Administration makes their estate pay them back. Black people, do you have an estate? A lot of us don't have an estate. We may have some things, right? My aunt who just recently died, she had all of her ducks in a row. She had an estate plan, right? So, whatever that value is, Social Security Administration, if she were to use this benefit when she was 30 years old, use this benefit and take time off to be with, let's say it came out to $5,000. They gonna send a bill to the estate for $5,000, and you don't play with the government's money. They want their money. And if there is not enough in my aunt's Social Security's account to cover that $5,000, then her daughters are going to be responsible for paying that. And if this daughter doesn't have the money to pay for it, or if this daughter has deceased and moved on, then this daughter is going to be responsible for it. What would make it even more cruel, does it go down to grandsons and great-great-grandsons? It could. So when mom or dad tragically dies a few years after having their third kid, the surviving spouse will have to send a big fat check to the Social Security Administration's office. I just broke that down for you. Ryan Cooper of the American Prospect marveled at the level of casual malevolence you need to concoct such a funding mechanism, while political scientist Kevin Elliott wrote that for the Republican Party, quote, literally anything is thinkable except raising taxes on the rich people, end quote. So they packaged this up with this big, beautiful bow. We're going to extend family leave or maternity leave, and you're going to be able to take up to 8 to 12 weeks. Can you afford to take it? Because you ain't getting that 8 to 12 weeks for free. They're not making corporations build that into your benefit package. No, they're going to bill you for it. Are you guys with me? I'm repeating because I want you guys to understand. An educated voter is what Republicans are afraid of. Patrick T. Brown of the Ethics and Public Policy Center suggested that future versions of Rubio's proposal, like one proposed by Senator Bill Cassidy and Kyrsten Sinema. Okay, so I had it wrong. Marco Rubio worked with Ivanka Trump on this bill. Another version was worked on by Bill Cassidy from Louisiana and Kyrsten Sinema from Arizona. And it might amend the provision regarding premature death, but Brunig wrote that their plan, quote, would have the same problem, assuming They actually tried to stick to the cost-neutral commitment, end quote. Have the same problem if they are trying to stay within the financial parameters that was set in regards to this bill. Cassidy and Rubio are really just proposing parental leave loans. This is a loan. This ain't free and clear. It's all unworkable in various ways. The Republicans' insistence on requiring parents to pay for their leave through their Social Security is bizarre for a lot of reasons, Brunig added, noting that an actual paid leave program, quote, would cost very little and could almost certainly be funded by increasing the payroll tax by 0.1 to 0.2 percentage points, end quote. But no. They suck on the teat of corporations. They would never try to get corporations to pay for this. But you, the taxpayer, they will load you up. If you want these benefits, you have to pay for it. And then you have to ask yourself, is this really a benefit? Brunig also took aim at Rubio's plan for the child tax credit, the expansion of which helped millions of families afford groceries and other essentials last year before the monthly payments were cut due to right-wing opposition. Remember when families was getting that extra money during the pandemic? And I know some people personally who's benefiting from that tax credit, and it really helped them put food on the table, because remember, a lot of people were out of work. They cut that shit. No, we're not going to make corporations do anything more. We're not going to make the rich do anything more. We're just going to cut that benefit from some of the poorest Americans in this country. This is how Republicans think. Okay? Under Rubio's plan, the full child tax credit benefit will only be offered to parents who earn more than $29,412 per year. So if you earn more than $29,412 per year, you would be eligible for this benefit, this child tax credit. And parents with no earnings, so if you aren't making anything, you don't work or whatever, those who are likely to be most in need of financial support would be eligible for no benefits. So if you make less than $29,412 per year, you would not be eligible for this benefit. So if you're off working somewhere and you make $25,000 a year, you go to work, you're dedicated, you may even love your job, you just don't make a lot of money, this benefit would not help you. If you're sitting at the house, not earning anything, you could take advantage of this benefit. If you're making more than $29,412 per year, you can take advantage of this benefit. So that those people who make more than $0 and less than $29,412, none of those people would be able to take advantage of this child tax credit that Marco Rubio is trying to pass. Like the article said, the most poorest people in this country. Quote, "It is hard to understand how creating a child benefit that excludes the most desperate families is meant to be a pro-life benefit, aimed at helping people who are unable to receive abortion services. Abortion is most prevalent among young women with very low or no earnings, including many young women who are still in education. When L. Teddy was talking about it, he was talking about there are some teachers out there that make less than $29,000 a year. And let's be real. For a lot of teachers in the United States, they're not in it for the money. They don't make a lot of money. They're not in it for the money. They're in it for the love of educating kids. This is Marco Rubio, y'all. He's up for re-election in 2022, November. He's running against Val Demings from Orlando. Y'all know Val Demings. She got into a heated going back and forth with Jim Jordan when she was in the Senate. She had to put Jim Jordan in his place because they were, there was that time when I believe it was one of Donald Trump's impeachment hearings, the first one, I believe, and there was a select few of Republican senators who were a part of those impeachment hearings, and they made it a complete shit show. I believe that's when she had gotten into Jim Jordan's bootay at the hearing. I could be wrong, but they were in a hearing together. And Val Demings had to shut him down. Val Demings is a Democrat. Marco Rubio is a Republican. And this is the shit he's putting together as a pro-life benefit. A benefit that's really not a benefit. If you die before your Social Security pays out, they're going to come after your spouse or your children to pay that benefit back if you don't have enough in Social Security benefits. If you make it to retirement and you took leave, family medical leave, whatever amount that equates to, they're going to deduct that from your Social Security benefits. That is some cruel shit. Vote Val Demings, Florida. That's all I got. I'll see y'all in the next one.